Okay, let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming this video. As you can tell by the title, I will be ranking all 7 of these bad boys. And if you guys have been following me on my channel for a while, you guys know that I am obsessed with Harry Potter. So I'm gonna put these down before I drop them. And to celebrate, I'm wearing my Harry Potter jumper. It's so scratchy, it's very uncomfortable, but totally worth it. So I've gone through these books so many times. Literally in the past 3 or 4 years alone, I've read the books every year, and literally I'm actually in the middle of reading them right now. I'm this much through A Goblet of Fire, and then while I was reading, I was talking to my brother. He was just like, why don't you do a video ranking these books? And I'm like, oh my god, yes! So here we are. We will be ranking these Harry Potter books. If you are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. I'm hoping to do plenty more ranking videos in the future, so I'm very excited about that. So let's get into it because we have a lot to talk about. I do want to point out that I will not be including the Cursed Child in this. I'm exclusively just leaving it to the OG Harry Potter books. Not including the Cursed Child because I also just want to put it out there that I will be talking about what happens in these books, so spoilers if you haven't read these, okay? But I'd be pretty shocked if you haven't read these, like, what are you doing? Just because a book is at number 7 does not mean that I don't love it. Number 7 is still a favorite book. It's literally just the least favorite. So I just want to put that out there. I love every single one of these books. So the first book I will be talking about is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So much to say about this book because it is so damn long, okay? This book is at number 7 compared to the other books because this is basically the only book where I felt like I could actually put down. Reading through it, I wasn't glued to it as much as the other books. Basically, one of the things that hurt me the most reading this book was that Dumbledore was ignoring him, and I felt like Dumbledore was ignoring me. I get so attached to these characters that I literally felt like Dumbledore was ignoring me, and I'm just like, oh, I couldn't handle it. Even though such awesome things happen in this book, like the whole sequence at the Department of Mysteries was awesome, and Sirius dying. Overall, it's still a fantastic book. Parts of it could have been left out. I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit slow sometimes, and I did feel it easier to put down than all the other books. Literally all the other ones were glued to my eyes, especially when I first read them, of course. Plus, Umbridge, I literally cannot handle her. She was such a well-written character that I hated her with all my power, and just reading her dialogue was just hurting my soul so badly. She was that well-written, and I honestly just hate her more than Voldemort. Simple as that. So number 6 is the Chamber of Secrets. This storyline is actually low-key one of my favorites. I don't know why. I like those kind of very mysterious things, and this book was very mysterious. That's when you first learn about a Horcrux, even though you don't know it's a Horcrux yet. Because it's only the 2nd book, this one was a lot more kid-friendly. Even though a lot of this book had important things that came up later on, at the time, I guess if you're comparing all the books together, this one's probably the least important. So that's basically why it's at number 6. And it's so short, you get through it so quickly. Number 5 is the Philosopher's Stone. The main reason why this book is on top of Chamber of Secrets is because I have such an emotional connection to this book. When I first read this book as a kid, I remember feeling those amazing feelings when Hagrid goes to find Harry and take him into the Wizarding World and finding out everything that there is to know, especially when you go to Diagon Alley. That will always sit with me. Like, I remember absolutely loving it as a kid, and that's basically the reason why it's above Chamber of Secrets. It is such a good read, and it's such a perfect start to this amazing journey. It is so damn short. Honestly, I read this only like a week ago now. I got through it so easily, it's ridiculous. But doesn't mean I love it any less. It is still such a wonderful book, and that's basically why it's at number 5. Now we are getting on to the extremely, oh my god, I can't handle myself when I read these books. That's where we're getting at it, okay? Number 4 is The Deathly Hallows, and I just want to point out that these next 4 books, they're so close to each other in favorites. It was actually hard to kind of set them apart for me, but I did put Deathly Hallows as number 4 purely because this is a conclusion book. And for me, I don't like change, okay? I am terrible at letting things go. So the fact that this is a conclusion book is the reason why it's at number 4, even though this is literally such an amazing book. Until you get to the Battle of Hogwarts, it's not set there. So that was such a nice change from obviously being at Hogwarts every year. And the stuff that you find out in this book is absolutely terrific about Dumbledore's past, about who Snape, what his real agenda was. Finding that all out was amazing. And it was such a terrific ending to such a fantastic journey. When I read this, it was so bittersweet, and I just couldn't help cry and cry and cry because I couldn't handle it. And low-key, I was so sad that Voldemort was killed because he's actually my favorite character in all the books, especially him as Tom Riddle. But Voldemort is my favorite character, so when he died, I did feel really upset. Even though you're meant to be like, yes, Harry, I was kind of like, oh God, you know, like it was tough for me to handle. So knowing that this book was the last one, it was like, oh, it just hurts a lot more to read this. So that's basically why it's at number 4. Number 3 is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Oh my God, I just finished reading this a few days ago, and it does not fail to shock me every single time. This book has one of the best plot twists that I've ever heard of in my life. Besides I Am Your Father, that for me, it is one of the biggest plot twists. Knowing that Scabbers was a person the whole time, it being Peter Pettigrew, is just insane. And it literally blows my mind even to this day when I read it. Even to this day. So this is where the books start to get darker as well, which is what I like. I like the darkness towards the end of the books. I actually really gravitate towards that for some reason. I absolutely love learning about the Marauders. I really hope one day J.K. Rowling writes a book about James and Sirius and Remus and Peter as the Marauders. I think that would be an absolutely fantastic read, and I would really love that. It's not long enough compared to the other two. I just love the events in the other two more, a little bit more compared to this one. So that's basically why it's at number 3. But like I said, the top 4, they're literally this close to each other. Like, it's insane. Number 2 is The Goblet of Fire, and there's so much to say about this book because 1, it's massive, and 2, there's so much action, there's so much going on in this book, and I absolutely love that. When I first read this book, I literally could not put it down, and it took me no time at all to finish reading it. One of my favorite things about this book is actually what happens to Barty Crouch Sr. I find it so creepy. Basically everything about this book is fantastic, from the Quidditch World Cup to the tournaments at Hogwarts to meeting all these other teams. So that's why it's at number 2, because this book is literally perfection, and it is so amazing, so jam-packed, so funny. It's just an all-round perfect book. Okay. As you could probably tell by now, number 1 is The Half-Blood Prince, and there's so much to say about this book. It is absolutely amazing. This is the definition of a perfect book, in my opinion. The reason why this book is my top favorite is because there is so much about Tom Riddle in here. And as I was saying before, Tom Riddle is my favorite character. So learning so much about him was it for me. It was perfection. And I loved every single bit of it. I loved that Harry got to spend so much time with Dumbledore in this book. Their dialogue is actually one of my favorite bits of dialogue in these books. I love reading their conversations. It's excellent. This book is literally hilarious. I love the parts with the liquid luck, and I love the part with when Ron drinks the love potion. I think it's actually the funniest book that there is. I loved learning more about Professor Snape, obviously him being the Half-Blood Prince, because he's probably my second favorite character, so I absolutely adore him as well. Also, with Dumbledore dying at the end, I don't think I've ever felt as depressed reading a book before ever. Every time I read him dying, it feels like I'm there, and it just feels so deep, and it just makes me cry a lot. So that's why this is such a perfect book. I don't know. And knowing that this is the book before the last one, and knowing what's coming up after it, like I remember finishing this book and thinking, shit's gonna go down. Like, shit is gonna go down, because you know that Harry's gonna go on this journey to look for these Horcruxes, and it's like, holy shit, the anticipation after this book to the next one is so intense, and that's just another reason why I love this book so much. So there you have it. That is my ranking. I just adore these books so damn much. I've literally read them every year for the past 3 or 4 years. It's my winter tradition. So I'm in winter in Melbourne right now. It is my winter tradition to read these bad boys. And each time I read it, it literally gets better and better and better, and I just enjoy it so damn much. And I cannot wait for my kids to read these books, and then I can discuss theories with them and be like, I know, right? Like, just that whole conversation. I'm really excited for it. So that's basically it for this video. Let me know on how you would rank the books. Do you rate The Cursed Child as well? I would really love to know. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I would love to do maybe the Harry Potter movie ranking. If you are into that, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up and I'll definitely do that, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. So until next time, love you guys.